Hey there friends, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing a video where I'm creating this gorgeous modern poinsettia card. Now these products were included in last month's Christmas cheer kit from Gina K Designs, and they are now available as a la carte items. I hope you love watching this process as much as I loved creating it, and if you missed last month's kit, you'll take a look at these items. Thanks so much for watching. Hey there friends, it's Megan Andrew with you today, and I am so excited to be working with the Christmas cheer products from Gina K Designs. Now I've already created 2 cards with the Christmas cheer stamp and die, so I'm going to put that aside because we had a lot of fun with that one. Today I want to focus on these art stencils. They make such an amazing background. So we are going to color them in with some Gina K inks and blending brushes and have a lot of fun creating a beautiful card. We may even get out the brand new Poly-Glaze too. Let's go for it. So here I have a waffle flower grip mat with a piece of 6 by 6 inch 80-pound smooth white cardstock, and I am going to use these art stencils. Now this is called the Modern Poinsettia, and you'll see as this comes together that it is modern and beautiful, creates kind of a geometric design. So the great thing about these stencils, they are sized at 6 by 6 as well, so you can line up your stencil with the corners of your cardstock to make sure that you have everything lined up properly. Now, because my stencil does not extend onto my grip mat, I am going to make sure that I go ahead and adhere that down. Okay, so the first color that I'm going to start with for stencil number 1 is Innocent Pink, and I love this color, and it's a nice light pink color, and I think it's important to go light here because the next layer is going to go over top, so we'll use a little bit darker for that one. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of my poinsettias and blend out, but I'm making sure that I go back and forth, left and right. And I'm also not going to go too heavy here. Just kind of keep a light touch. You want to try to make sure that all of your poinsettias are kind of have the same amount of color on them too. Okay, so stencil number 1 is done. How pretty is that? Okay, let's go to stencil number 2, and you'll find the name of the set, so it says Modern Poinsettia, and 2 next to it. So if you ever misplace one of your stencils and find one and you can't remember, you know, which stencil set it belongs to, it's nice to have the name there. So we're going with Dusty Rose on this one. Okay, once you have a nice even layer on that stencil, then you can pull that off. Wow, that is so pretty. Love the difference in color there too. Before I finish with this stencil, I want to grab a different color. So I'm using dark Carnation here, and I am going to grab a mini blending brush. Now this is going to add a little bit to the center to kind of give it that more reddish color in the center. And you can be really gentle with this step. I'm tapping off and just doing a little circle right in the center. So it's important to note that you can use 2 different colors with the same stencil. You don't have to just do 1 color per stencil. We're going to do that with the next stencil as well. Okay, so let's do the reveal after we added that dark Carnation. Wow, look at that. Look at the difference that it made. Just added that vibrancy there. Next up, we're going to do the leaves, and just make sure that you have the stamp facing the right way around before you adhere it down. So I'm going to line up with what I've already ink blended. Use my tape again. This mint tape from scrapbook.com can be used just over and over again. It's great tape. Okay, so I'm grabbing light spruce and medium spruce. We are going to use light spruce first with a regular blending brush, just to lay down that foundational color. And you want this to be quite an even amount of color across your leaves. Okay, so there's my overall color. Then I'm going to grab another micro brush and the medium spruce, and we're going to add some shading in there. So I'm going to start kind of on the center of the flower and then work my way out to that green leaf, adding that darkness there so it looks like a shadow because the flower is obviously sitting on top of those leaves. This is going to really make the difference there. Okay, so let's check out the reveal of this one. I think this one's going to be pretty stunning. Oh wow, let me just hold this up so that you can see. Look at what a difference it made just adding the dark carnation to the center and also the medium spruce to those leaves. It really makes such an amazing difference there. So now that we have this panel, I'm going to add a little bit of mixed media because these swirls are really cool and they just kind of tie everything together. So I am grabbing Simon Hurley's Astro Paste Slippery When Wet. This is a beautiful gold and I want to add some gold touches to this card front, so this will be perfect to kind of tie the background, my sentiment together. So I'm just going to put this paste in all of the circles and try to use what I have on here to get all of these filled in. I don't want to waste any of my paste, so I'm just making sure that the paste is in the circles, but I don't leave a ton of it on top of the stencil. Okay, so I think that's just about right. And we are going to do the big reveal here and get this panel dried off. Wow, that is so impressive. See the shine and sparkle on that? It just looks really beautiful with those colors too. Got a little bit over here on the side, but that's okay because it's going to be trimmed down anyway. So I'm just going to grab my heat tool and heat up this Astro Paste a little bit just so that it dries faster. It's about 3 minutes if you heat it up with the heat tool. You definitely don't want to hold the heat tool on it or else it could bubble, but it's about 40 minutes if you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the process with my heat tool. Now that my background panel is done, I'm using the brand new Holiday Floral Poly-Glaze sheets. Now these sheets come with sentiments for the front, like large ones, and then sub-sentiments, and you also have florals. So I love that you get this awesome variety in this set. So what I've done is cut out a few different ones that I wanted to go ahead and foil, and I'm using a gold glitter foil from ThermoWeb, and I thought that that would match great with my background panel, which I just added some sparkly gold to. So I'm going to run these through and cut my foil to match the amount of Poly-Glaze that I have here, just so I'm not wasting any foil. And then I'm putting them in this carrier sheet. This is also from ThermoWeb. And then I can feed it through my ink machine. What I love about Poly-Glaze sheets is that they are foolproof. So take a look at that amazing sparkly design. So, so pretty. Look at how wonderful and sparkly and shiny those sentiments are. So now that I have those done, I am going to go ahead and do some more foiling since I have everything out to do so. So it makes sense just to foil a lot in gold because I know that's a color I'm going to use this holiday season with my cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more images and maybe some florals as well. So just using one of the Deco foil transfer sheets, 6x6 sheet, I got all of this foiled. So that's enough for me to make probably 2 cards. And I used all of the scrap pieces there too. So because my card background already has the florals built into it, I don't want to add more. But what I do want to add is a beautiful sentiment. So the great thing about this is that the holiday floral stamp also coordinates with the holiday floral Poly-Glaze, and so they have coordinating dies to cut all of these sentiments and the flowers out. So I love that option that you can not just Poly-Glaze on your background, but you can also cut it out to create a die cut too. So I am getting mine in place, just making sure that it is lined up at the top. I'm going to use some mint tape to hold that on. I'm going to go ahead and die cut Winter Wishes as well since I'm here and I have the die out. And then I'm just going to pop these in my platinum scout and die cut these out. And look how beautiful that turned out. It's the perfect amount of margins. I love that it cuts out in the center of the words as well. Let's take a look at Winter Wishes. Absolutely gorgeous. Just need to pop those center pieces out. So beautiful. Next, I'm grabbing Master Layouts 2 to cut out my patterned front. Now you could use just a regular trimmer for this, but it's really tricky to cut it off so that your design is right in the center. Whereas when you use a die like this, you can place it and get it in the exact correct place to be sure that this flower is going to be in the center of your card. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's just making sure that everything is even from left to right, top to bottom. And just making sure that the design is placed properly. And then I can pop this tape in place and run that through my die cutting machine. Look at how beautiful that panel is. I just love it. So now I can place that on my A2 piece of Innocent Pink, and I just cannot even handle the way that that looks. I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. Because this panel is just so gorgeous, I really want it to be the star of this show, so I'm going to pop it up using this awesome wide foam tape from scrapbook.com. Now I won't be able to get 2 pieces on here, but I'm going to cut the second piece down. I love that this has such full coverage on the back of your card panel, and it actually makes for such a very sturdy card. And I love the fact that, you know, my cards, if I'm going to mail them, especially for the holidays when there's so much going in the mail, is going to be super sturdy. I'm going to put another piece right in the center there. And then we just need to get this centered. And then our happy holidays can just sit on top. And for this one, I'm also going to use foam adhesive, but adhesive that's a little bit thinner and smaller too. You could also use some shaker strips as well. Okay, so I've covered all the major areas on the back of my sentiment, and I am going to stick this one right down here in the bottom corner so that it doesn't cover up that beautiful poinsettia in the center. But wow, this card doesn't even need any embellishment because you have that glitter paste, that Astro paste from Simon Hurley. The pattern is just gorgeous. And then the Poly-Glaze added more beautiful shine, and it's so easy to do. I just love this card, and I hope you do as well. I started out with the beautiful modern poinsettia art stencils that created that gorgeous and so simple background. I added some glitter paste to it to really help it to shine and stand out. Then we used the brand new Poly-Glaze to create some embellishments and foil that gorgeous sentiment to go on top. This card could not be any easier, and it is so mass producible. So if you're looking for a great holiday card design, this is one you should definitely consider. Be sure to check out all of the links to the products that I used in the video description box below. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel to see more card making videos, and be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video and you learned something new. Thanks so much for watching, and happy creating!